birth and when and where he was born. So who can give me the year that Max was born? The year that Max was born. So again, everybody should be actively looking in your books. Open to page 188. I know our brains are a little tired. Okay. Ooh, I see lots of hands. Awesome. What year was Max born, Rachel? 1916. So you're going to write that on the line. What was the town in which he was born? What's the name of the town? Finding it in your books. What's the name of the town, Nora? Stuttgart. Stuttgart. Okay, your job right now is not to chat. It is to fill in the answers as we discuss them. I want to make sure I'm spelling it right. Okay. So thank you to those of you who are proactively searching in the text for things. That's what you should be doing. So we learn he's a little baby. We learn he is a guy that from the time of his birth he loved to what? What did he love to do? Max loved to what? Max loved to what, Rachel?
Fight.
He loved to fight. Okay? At age 2, what happens in his life? At age 2, what happens in his life? So again, books should be open. We're actively looking for the answers. What happens in his life, Nora? His father passes away. Okay? At 9 years old, he moves in with his uncle. And at 11 years old, what happens? Do a little quick scanning in the text. What happens at 11 years old? I see one hand. Wait till I say at least 5. What happens to Max at 11 years old? Go ahead, Alex. Yep, Max's first fight. What was the name of the person that he fought with first? Max's first fight versus who? What was the kid's name? Actively looking for the answer. Andrew?
Wenzel Gruber.
Wenzel Gruber. So Max was different than sort of the stereotypical Jewish individual. They said that in those days, they said the Jews what? Look for that quote. In those days, they said the Jews what? In those days, they said the Jews what? I see one hand. So everybody's actively looking in the text. In those days, they said the Jews what? Go ahead, Owen. They preferred to stand back and take things. Okay? They were not a very aggressive population. They preferred to just sort of stand back and take things as they came. Okay? So at 13 years old, Max decides how he feels about death. What does he say he feels about death? Scanning the text. When death captures him, what's he going to do? Scanning the text. I see 2 hands. 3. When death captures me. When death captures me. So actively looking for that quote. When death captures me. See 2. Keep looking, guys. Everybody's looking. When death captures me. Go ahead, Nick. He will feel my fist on his face. Okay? So we know that Max is a fighter. He's a fighter in life, like literally. He likes to get in fist fights. Okay? But he's also a fighter in the fact that he's not going to go down to death without a fight. Okay? So then we move on a little bit more to Seaver Street, where Max lives. And it says, there's nothing like a good fight. Who can help me find the rest of that quote? There is nothing like a good fight. So scanning the text. There, I see 2 hands. Awesome possum. There is nothing like a good fight 4 hands. Let's see if we can get one from each table at least. There was nothing like a good fight. There was nothing like a good fight. So you should be looking. Go ahead, Katie. To expel the teenage energy. So we picture Max as sort of a scrappy little boy. Okay, likes to get in fights on Seaver Street. Nothing like a good fight to expel the teenage energy. So we're moving on in our roadmap to Max's life and moving on to our next page. Okay. I am recording this, so it'll be on Edline if you missed anything. So we get to Max's favorite fight. We have the 5 W's or 4 W's, who, what, when, and where of Max's favorite fight. Who is he fighting against in his favorite fight? Scanning the text, looking for the answer. Who is he fighting against? You should just keep continuing to go along as we're discussing. You should be looking for all the answers. Charlie, who's his first fight or favorite fight?
Walter Kugler.
Walter Kugler. We've heard that name before, have we not? Yes, we have, Miss Anderson. What an interesting observation. Thank you. Walter Kugler. What happened? By quietly raising your hand, tell me a little bit about this fight. Nick?
They were 15.
Yep, okay, so they were 15 years old. That could go in the when. Was this a quick fight? What happened? What kind of a fight was it? What kept happening to Max, and then what did he keep doing? Theo?
Max kept falling and kept standing back up.
Yeah, Max kept getting hit and falling down. So you can put he kept standing back up. So he was resilient in this fight. Where did this fight take place? What was the name of the street where they grew up on? What's the name of the street where they grew up on? We just said it on that first page of the road map if you're not sure. Go ahead, Theo, you're on a roll.
Seaver.
Thank you. Seaber. Seber. So scrappy little fight. Everybody's all around. Okay, betting on it. Who wins? Who's victorious? Go ahead, Andrew. Max. Max is victorious. So Walter and Max fight 13 more times. Okay, they have 13 fights overall. And grudging respect turns to what? Look for those words in the text. Grudging respect turns to what? So they always like to fight each other, that grudging sort of respect for each other. What does it turn to? What does it turn to, Alyssa?
Friendship.
Genuine friendship. So in 1933, what do we know about that year? Who came to power in 1933 in Germany? Who came to power in 1933 in Germany? Every single one of you should have your hand raised. Who came to power in 1933 in Germany, Alana? Okay, Hitler comes to power in 1933. The Nuremberg laws go into effect. What did the Nuremberg laws say? What did the Nuremberg laws say? What were sort of those stipulations of the Nuremberg laws? So everybody's scanning, looking for the answer. What were the stipulations? I see one hand. I can see at least 5. What did they say? What did they declare? What did they declare? What did they declare? Go ahead, Jenna. What's one thing?
Forbidding Jews to have German citizenship.
Okay, so Jews couldn't have German citizenship any longer. So Jews couldn't be German anymore. What else did it say? Brooke? Yep, so Jews and Germans could not intermarry. So if you were Jewish and you were in love with a German, you could not get married according to the law. They made it against the law. So we fast forward to 1935 at the Gentleman Factory. Who do we have on the inside of the Gentleman Factory still, and who do we have on the outside? Who is still on the inside of the Gentleman Factory, and who is on the outside? Who was fired from working at the Gentleman Factory, first of all? Look in the book. All the answers are right at your fingertips. Who was fired from the Gentleman Factory, and why? Everybody should be actively looking. If you're not raising your hand, you are actively looking. Nora?
Max.
Okay, Max was fired, so Max is here on the outside. Okay, who still has a job there? Who still has a job there? Alyssa? Walter. Besides Max, who else was fired from the company? Who else did the company fire, Nora? Okay. So all Jewish workers were fired. They lost their jobs. So let's go to our last page in the roadmap here. Okay. We get a little later into 1935 when we know that Hitler is beginning to round up anyone who's Jewish that's living in Germany. And who knocks on the Vandenberg's door? Who knocks on the Vandenberg's door? Who's this person right here, this soldier? Who is this soldier? Charlie?
Hans.
Not Hans. Who is the soldier, Alex? Okay, this is Walter. So he becomes a Nazi, goes into the army. 1935, bangs on the Vandenberg's door. Okay. November 9th. What's he coming there to do? Why is Walter coming to the Vandenberg's door? What's he coming there to do, Theo?
Take away Max.
Okay, so he's coming there to take away Max. He's banging on the door, he's saying, "Open up!" What is Max saying? Who's this person here? This is Max, right? He's saying, "I won't leave." Okay, I will not leave. Who's this person over here that's saying, "This could be your last hope," and handing Max a letter? Who's this person off to the side saying, "This could be your last hope"? Handing Max a letter. I see 2 hands. 3. Awesome. Who is handing him a letter? Go ahead, Owen.
Hans.
Not Hans. Who's in the background at this home handing a letter, Katie? Okay, this is Max's mom. Okay, so she hands Max a letter that says, "Take this. This could be your last hope." What's written on the letter? What's written in the letter? What's written in the letter? Go ahead, Vin.
Hans Huberman, Himmel Street 33, Wolfsburg.
Hans Huberman. Himmel Street 33, Molking. So then we have the book Mein Kampf. What does this mean? What does this symbolize? Molking, Molching, the town where they live. What does Mein Kampf symbolize, Nick?
That is not a Jew.
Okay, so remember, this is the book that saves him, right? That irony. He has inside of this book a key. What is the one wild card? That's a wild card down at the bottom with pigtails. Who is the one wild card yet to be played? Who is the one wild card in this situation yet to be played, Kelly? Lisa. Why do we say that? Why is she a wild card at this point? What does that mean, Kelly?
She could tell someone about hiding.
Okay, so at this point we know that Max is arriving at the Hubermans, and Liesel is the one person who could blow the truth. Okay, so now we know how Max came all the way from being born to being in connection with Hans. Any questions?